This is definitely my sleeper for fight of the night meet. I cannot wait to see Michael Johnson, aka the Menace, take on Jamie Mullarkey, and on a card that's filled with just a bunch of tough, gritty dudes who are always going to give it their all. Jamie Mullarkey is absolutely one to add to that description because this is a guy who will always go out on his shield. He's always in close, tough fights, and if we look at his 5 losses, he's 14-5 overall, and of the five, I mean, 3 of the losses come to Jalen Turner, who's an absolute beast, Brad Riddell, absolute stud, and then Alexander Volkanovski earlier before the UFC. So 60% of his losses come to absolute killers, and he does have some nice wins. I mean, if we remember, he absolutely smoked Kama Worthy. He was a fat dog in that contest, and it was within like 45 seconds. Kama Worthy was out cold, and then the next fight for Jamie was similar again when he slept Devontae Smith. So he had that recent hiccup when he fought Jalen Turner. He got finished in the second round, but Jalen Turner is looking like an absolute savage and is picking up finish after finish. So perhaps that's a loss that will age gracefully for Jamie Mullarkey. And he's taking on Michael Johnson, who is going in for his 25th UFC fight. I mean, he's got more UFC fights alone than Jamie has professional fights. He's 12-12 in those UFC fights, but he has lost 4 of 5. However, he beat Alan Patrick most recently. So it was almost like in that contest, the UFC was saying, here's a winnable fight, Michael Johnson. If you can't beat Alan Patrick, then maybe it's off to BKFC because that's like the lowest of the low you can get at this lightweight division. So it's another step up back to great competition, which is who you want to see Michael Johnson go up against. I mean, this is a guy who's been in there with everyone, right? He had that absolute classic fight against Justin Gaethje. He's been in there with Dariush. He has wins over Dustin Poirier, Edson Barbosa, Tony Ferguson. I mean, if you just look through Michael Johnson's resume, it's killer after killer, and he has a lot of wins over them. So I'm glad that the Alan Patricks of the world are on the back burner, and he's back into a real competition against Jamie Mullarkey. So who are you going with in this one? Are you taking the Menace, or does the Australian Jamie get this done?
Man, I feel like the UFC's really trying to get Michael Johnson to retire because they're giving him 27-year-old absolute savage, Mullarkey. I think Mullarkey's on the come up while, Michael Johnson's on the come down. And I think this is to get Mullarkey like, hey, this is a very good fighter, but it's a winnable fight. This is not peak Michael Johnson that was starching everybody. This is Michael Johnson on the come down, but he's got some hype, a little bit of momentum with that nice knockout. So watch out. I think this is a smart play by the UFC. They're trying to build Jamie to be an absolute savage and get to that next level, get that next level confidence. Because I think if he starches or destroys Michael Johnson, I think he can go into any fight and really get it done. Like you said, he's only lost to really the best of the best, so no shame in that for Mullarkey. While Michael Johnson, he's going on. I mean, he's 20-17 now. Just doesn't look good. So he's definitely fighting for his job, but maybe this is a new awakened, Michael Johnson having another run at it in his late 30s, and he's trying to stay for a couple more fights. Wouldn't surprise me, but I gotta go with Jamie Mullarkey. I think he gets it done. I like the youth. I like his size, and I like his style. So he should be able to get it done pretty convincingly, and I think it's gonna be a TKO.
Yeah, great analysis, Mead. And if he is able to get that KO, then it's sort of what Tapology envisions most likely. Because of the 66% that's rolling with Jamie, majority of it is Brown. They think that that finish is likely, whereas 34% is rolling with the Menace. And there's a lot of Brown there too. So it seems as though if you're bullish on Michael Johnson, then his pathway. And he touched on the record. He's 2017 overall. That is Michael Johnson, and 12-12 in the UFC. But it's very interesting just to look at that sort of recent skid he had pre that last fight. I mean, if you remember that fight against Josh Emmett, he was winning that contest before Josh Emmett just slept him with an absolute heavy meat bomb in literally the last minute of that fight. And then against Stevie Ray, it was a majority decision where Michael Johnson again had some success, but was unable to capitalize. And against Thiago Moises, he was having his moments in that one too. And then Thiago just shot in for just a beautiful submission and got the Achilles lock. So it's been interesting to see Michael Johnson have some success, but ultimately not win decisions. And I don't know, I was happy for him that he was able to take out Alan Patrick, but I'm with you in this one, Meat, in that Jamie Mullarkey is no Alan Patrick. I mean, even though Michael Johnson is going to be coming in with hopefully renewed confidence. I don't think it's going to be enough against Jamie. So, I mean, ooh, and how about this, Meat? Maybe Jamie gets this one done, and you can go ahead and rematch Jamie Mullarkey versus Brad Rydell, the Australian versus New Zealander, and a fight of the night the last time they ran it back. So maybe we get that again. Any last thoughts though on this one? We're both going Jamie.
Yeah, I think that's actually a great idea for the UFC if they pulled that off, a nice little run back. But yeah, no, totally agree. Jamie Mullarkey is going to get it done. Throw in the comments who you got, Mullarkey or Michael Johnson.